folks, welcome to the Flipside. I'm Sam.
I'm JT.
And this is our top 5 games that we would be wanting to purchase if, capital I, capital F, we were going to Essen. We sadly are not, but if we were, these are the 5 games that we would definitely be coming home with.
That's a true statement.
So that is that. We have done our bottom 5 over on the Dice Tower. That is our numbers 10 through 6 of this top 10. And you can go check that out. There's a link in the description below if you wish. Watch this first and then go over there and do that. What we did was we used the Essen preview list over at BoardGameGeek.com. And it's actually a pretty cool thing. There's a lot of different ways that you can modify your search and a lot of different filters that you can use to kind of hone in on what you're looking for specifically. And it's pretty user-friendly. It's pretty fun to go through that stuff too. It's always fun to look at the new stuff that's coming out.
Yep.
I started with a list of about 30 games out of the, 600 and some odd, 644 games that are currently on there when we were looking through it at least. And then made a short list of about 15 and then whittled it down to 10.
Nice.
This guy.
Well, I made a list of 72 to read into, and then I got that down to 17 and then down to 10. So,
man, that's a lot of games.
Well, you look at a cover, you're like, oh, maybe what's
exactly.
Then you want to know who the designer is, and you know all that kind of stuff. So, you got to be thorough.
You do. All right. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. This is our top 5 games that we'd be walking away from Essen in our bags. Let's hit it.
Indeed.
All right, my number 5 is one that I imagine is going to be a crossover because I know how this gentleman over here.
We've already had one crossover.
We have had one, but this gentleman over here really enjoys the pirate theme. And this one is called Fortunes of Scoundrel Bay. There are variable player powers. That's a huge one for me. Multi-use cards, also a pretty big one. And hand management is a favorite of mine. But all of that wrapped into a pretty neat looking pirate theme. I like the fact that they were showing that each of the player boards are asymmetric.
Yep.
Which leads into that variable player power thing. I love the multi-use cards. I really like multi-use cards. I don't know what it is about it, but I just like that mechanism.
They're the best cards.
Yeah. And the artwork looks pretty good as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's going on with this game, so I would probably be wanting to bring it back. That's my number 5, Fortunes of Scoundrel Bay.
I looked long and hard at that one, just to see. But all right, my number 5 is a trick-taking game.
Ooh.
I do love my trick-taking games.
Yeah, he does.
Although, then there were a couple of trick-taking games that I looked at. Although there's a lot of trick-taking games out there. So, but my number 5 is a trick-taking game, and the reason that I find it looks really interesting. Oh wait, it's called Lunar Skyline. First of all,
Lunar Skyline.
Yeah, but each of the cards has two different suits on it. So you can play it for either suit.
Oh.
Yeah, so O is right. So I don't know much more beyond that. Obviously, you're giving a bid. You have to win your number of tricks. It sounds like there's a couple of cards in there that have special abilities.
Yeah.
That like a trump card and stuff like that. But the fact that all of the cards in your hand have two different suits on them, and the timing and placement and everything else could be really, really interesting.
That throws it all on its head.
Yeah.
Having 2 different suits on every card.
Yep.
Wow.
So I would be totally chilling out to check out Lunar Skyline.
Trying to figure that one out.
Yeah. But that's my number 5, Lunar Skyline. That one sounds pretty exciting. So.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, my number 4. Rally car racing, deck building, and dice rolling are the things that put me down this one. This one's called Dirt and Dust. Rally car racing is something that I've always been amazed at, to see these cars whipping around these corners at super high speeds, flying through the air, hitting the ground. It's just one of the things that I don't watch it religiously, but every time I do see it, it's like, oh, I'm going to watch this for a little bit just to see how it goes.
Yep.
I also like racing games as well. This seems like it's a little bit more of a card game.
Yeah.
But I do like a lot of the different components that are there. It looks like everybody's going to have their own little board where you're going to be placing cards in there. You're going to be rolling dice that are going to be some kind of a modifier, I guess, or maybe an action selection.
I think it might be an action selection. I think you're placing your cards as your possible actions, and then you're using your dice as action selection in there. Although I don't know
that
for
would
sure.
make sense. That makes a lot of sense. But another part of the player board has your 2 dials that are there, and I would imagine one's heat and one's speed or something. I don't know, but it looks like it's going to be a really fun game. So, and I like the theme too. So that's my number 4, Dirt and Dust.
I looked at this one too, but it doesn't have a track. So
I know.
So how are you
racing?
Who's in the front and what's racing? I don't know. It looks very interesting.
They had little
It'd be worth a
cars
try.
though. They had little.
Oh, maybe I just didn't
car
see a track.
meeples.
But
I didn't see a track either.
Yeah.
But
So we'll see.
Yep.
That one looks really cool. And if you have to program, because each of your squares looks like it has an arrow that points down on the next one. So I'm assuming you're having to program and let them slide off. So that could be a really cool thing too.
That would be.
My number 4 is a game called Millennia Tracks of Time from Karma Games. It's a civilization game with drafting, technologies, engine building, set collection. It has a really cool thing, also a civilization game where you're drafting these technologies and building up your civilization. But just like ancient knowledge or something like that, as time goes by, your technologies are going to become obsolete. So they may only last you for 1 or 2 or 3 eras.
Yeah.
So your engine is going to continuously be growing and changing as things are falling off, and you're putting new things in. Cool. So I think this looks really cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try it out. I love engine builders anyways. I love drafting. So, and just having that mechanic of technology is coming and technology is going, that'll be a pretty cool thing to manage your engine. So that's my number 4, Millennia Tracks of Time.
Very cool. My number 3 is a game that I was able to play at Origins this year in a prototype form. It was not a produced and finished game at that point, just prototype, but I really enjoyed my play of it. Got to play it with Tom and Jason and Stefan from Asmodee, and this one is called 7 Wonders Dice.
Oh.
It's got a really neat dice rolling mechanism, because you're not just rolling dice like you normally would. You're putting them into a box, and the box has dividers in it.
Dice in a box?
Yeah, you're literally putting dice in a box, and there's dividers in there that are just high up off the bottom of the box. To after you settle it down, the dice will be kept in the different quadrants that are in the box. And the dice that are in the box are in different quadrants. What quadrant they're in tells you how much you have to pay, how much gold you have to pay in order to put that dice into your thing. It's kind of a roll and write. So I don't know if you're gonna like it.
No, I wouldn't like this at all.
But
no, because you're rolling into quadrant. Like, what if all your dice go into one quadrant? I don't know.
We played it, and I don't think that happened once.
Okay.
I don't think that happened once, because you're like shaking this box around, blah, 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 and then you're bone.
Nice.
And it settles. It's really a neat game, and it takes that 7 Wonders theme and does well in a way that is similar and yet pretty different from how other roll and writes work. So I liked it. I really enjoyed it. So this is going to be one of the ones that I would try to pick up. I have to replace 7 Wonders Duel anyway. So there you have it.
Is it a duel or is it multiple players?
No, it's multiple players.
Okay.
It's multiple players. But I have to find a smaller 7 Wonders game to replace Duel, because it's been obsoleted by Duel
But
from Middle-earth.
do you still have 7 Wonders?
No, I gave it away.
Oh, gotcha.
That's my number 3, 7 Wonders Dice.
That was a side tangent. No, I'm just kidding. All right, my number 3. Now, as you notice, I think my games have gotten a little bit crunchier here, because those are where I like.
Just a
My
bit.
number 3 might be the, well, no, it's not going to be the crunchiest of these, but these top 3 are going to be crunchy. That fourth one's probably crunchy too. My number 3 is called Fea's Swamp. This is from the designers of Gaia Project and Terra Mystica. It's a hexagonal grid. You're all in tribes. You're going to be moving around your little boats to do different things around. You're going to put down, there's some tile placement that goes on, so you're putting down settlements and, doing all of these kind of things. Miniature. There might be a Shrek miniature. No, I don't think so. There's I think they said there's 14 different factions. You take a different faction, then you take a different artifact, and you blend those two things together.
Yeah.
I believe that was this one. But anyways, it's tile placement, it's worker placement, it looks a lot. I mean, it's got to be kind of in the line. You're not terraforming and stuff like that because you're just working in the same swamp as everybody else is in the other clans. But, it's got that look of...
It's got a better theme than the other ones do.
It does. It actually has a pretty good looking theme. So
I'd be willing to try it.
You will. You'll try it.
All right, my number 2 is a game that has been on my radar for, about 6 to 8 months at this point. But it's by DV Games, and it's by the same designers. There's 3 of them that designed Bonsai, and this is called Koi. And basically, you're building a koi pond, but the components look amazing, and I like the designers. I really enjoyed Bonsai, and I enjoy the heart that they put in there into their design. They take something that they're very interested and already invested in, and they make a game about it. And there's just an attention to detail that's there that maybe isn't there on many other games. But this one definitely looks like it's going to be more of the same as far as that's concerned. The components look not slightly, they look larger than the components in Bonsai. Bonsai had really small tokens and stuff like that for what you were building your tree out of. This one looks more robust. They have acrylic tiles that have all of the koi fish on them, and they're laying it down. So it just looks like an amazing production. And I have faith in DV Games, and I have faith in the designers. And it looks amazing. So that's why it's my number 2.
I don't know what it is about this theme, but Uwe Rosenberg has one coming out with the same thing called Garden something, or I don't know. But
Garden Lake, I think it's what it's called. And it just doesn't look very interesting.
I heard that. All right, well, my number 2, I'm not a huge fan of dual versions of things. There's a couple. There's been a lot of dual versions coming out, and obviously Lord of the Rings dual is a good one. But this one I am very excited about, or very interested in for sure, and this is called the White Castle Duel. So just a White Castle for 2 players. I don't know how the game changes. There's no real information out there, but I can imagine White Castle, when I first played it, my brain said, I wonder how this plays solo, and I've actually never played it solo. Just because the puzzle's so deep, you could just get into it by yourself in your head. So I think with 2 players, if it's fine-tuned and it's just set in there for 2 players, this might be this might be the top of the cream of the crop for the White Castle type of game.
I just can't believe that they made a game about making burgers.
There's no burgers in this. Man, he's a heathen. I'm just kidding. He's a heathen.
White Castle's good, man. What are you talking about?
No, White Castle itself is a dice drafting game. You're drafting dice off of these 3 different bridges that are different colors, and you're placing them throughout the castle or the barracks or the farm areas to do various things. You have a player board, but I have no idea how the dual version is going to be.
Himeji Castle. I'm not stupid. I know what it's about.
I don't know what the Himeji Castle is.
It's a Himeji Castle. I think you're building up Himeji Castle is what you're doing, or something like that.
No, you're working in and around it. I don't think you're building it. But anyways, my number 2, the White Castle Duel. I'm very intrigued.
Very cool. My number 1 is a game that I have been frothing at the mouth over at every convention that I see it at, and I haven't been able to try it because every time I go by Patterson Games booth, it's being demoed. Every table is full. Everybody is flocking around this game, and it's artwork by my favorite artist, and it is a theme that I enjoy. This one's called Luthier. Or Luthier. I'm pretty sure it's called Luthier, but this is a game that looks epic, and I love the way it I love his artwork, but on top of that, this is probably the heaviest game that I'm interested in right now.
Yeah.
It's a 3 I want to say it was a 3.7.
Yes,
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's a heavy game. I'm not really worried about that because games that look better, in my opinion, are more fun to play.
Sure.
A lot of the heavier games just don't have that great of an appeal to me. That doesn't mean that they don't look good. To me, they don't. But this one does. And that's one of the reasons why I am interested in it. I also like the theme of making instruments for customers and that kind of stuff. So a lot of this stuff is pushing me down this road. I really want to get this game, and it's my number 1. It probably would be, if I were going to Essen on day 1, I would make a beeline to Patterson Games booth and try to pick up a copy. That's how I would do it, and that's why it's my number 1.
Interesting. That's just not I don't know what this game just doesn't, I don't know, just doesn't click with me. Yeah, I've looked at it, I've watched stuff on it, I don't know. It's all good. You get it, we'll play it, we'll check it out. All right, my number 1, if I was at Essen, I would wait an extra 6 hours in line at the beginning of the first day to get this game. And this game is called Recall. Recall is, as far as I can tell, the successor of Revive. And Revive is a fantastic game.
Gotcha.
In this game, you're going to get your clan, your tribe, I can't remember what they call it, but you have a board, your personal player board, it's highly upgradable. In Revive, you're playing cards. In this one, it's more like a little key card looking thing that you're playing, and you're playing them in different spots on your board to do different actions and to fire off different abilities and things like that. So it very much looks like Revive, just kind of in a different way. It still has the hexagonal grid on the board. It looks like it's all modular so that it can all be put together randomly each time, just like in Revive. But you're traveling around and you're exploring and you're building buildings and you're expanding your area and everything else as you move across and explore the land. So I don't know the story behind it or the theme behind it, but I know how fantastic Revive is and how fantastic all of the I don't even see a tech tree in this one, so I don't know if they have a tech tree or if they've done away with it or if they've changed it. But regardless, Revive's in my top 10 of all time. And this game, the cover of this game is gorgeous.
Yes, it is.
So this would be my number 1. This would be my rush to the booth to get.
Understood.
So this is Recall.
I just heard from a friend of mine in Belgium that said that her and her husband played Revive and Spectacular the other night. And they said they really enjoyed Revive. And they said that I needed to try it.
It's amazing.
I knew it was in your top 10. I said, I'm pretty sure you own it, so we're just having to get it to the table. But I definitely looked at, the reason I sighed at the beginning of this is because I definitely looked at it. I was on the cusp of putting it in my top 10. Because it looks that great, but I just didn't know enough about it.
Fair.
So, but yeah, that the cover is striking.
Cover is striking.
That big orange eyeball. Oh man, that looks really cool. And the theme is like you're trying to learn from the people who have come before you to move forward.
So in Revive, you're coming out of the center of the world and you're actually re-exploring the wasteland and kind of resettling and everything else. So I'm not sure if this is an actual follow-up to that, but it kind of, the theme kind of makes it feel like that.
The theme was another draw for me. I was like, man, that sounds like a really cool thing to do, but I just couldn't pull the trigger because I just didn't have that much of a connection to it. But all right, well, that is our top 5 games that we would be walking away from Essen under our shoulders, under our armpits,
under our arms.
Under our shoulders. Well, technically, they're under your shoulders too.
That's true too.
That's gonna go viral. That's gonna be a new phrase.
What, me standing here like this?
Yes. Next week, we're gonna give you our top 10 games that we would want to go demo at Essen. So be on the lookout for those coming up next week. Thanks for joining us. We certainly appreciate it. If you haven't seen our bottom 5, use the description. Use the link in the description below.
Go to the
Go
Dice
check that
Tower.
out.
Look
Go
at that.
to
We
the
got
Dice Tower.
FOB and Dice Tower.
I know,
today.
right?
Man, cheers.
It's like we got the memo. We didn't. We didn't send a memo. Anyway, we're out of here. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side now. Take care.
Cheers.